Most companies are just doing what we call a fingerprint, so it's just like looking at your fingerprint. It's a little snippet of your entire body. But genome sequencing technology has come down significantly, and so you can essentially just pay a lab, because DNA, there is no legalities on DNA. So I can actually extract DNA here, and in little white tubes that look like water, I can take them back to Canada legally, and they can be the DNA from anything, right? It's completely legal to do that. So DNA can be sequenced, and the interesting thing about DNA is it's completely unique to that individual. So even seed to seed to seed to seed, I can tell them apart, absolutely. Even feminized seed, from seed to seed to seed, there are differences because of genetic recombination, right? So what's kind of interesting from an IP perspective is that that's kind of like a book. That book is that makes that organism, right? And people have actually gotten IP on genetics, defensive IP, by simply sequencing the entire genome, printing it out on a piece of paper, and mailing it to yourself in a sealed envelope with the date on it. Just like people did with scripts, with manuscripts before they went to the publisher. They're like, someone's gonna steal this shit on me, right? And so I have this at this point in time. That can actually give you defensive intellectual property. Now that's not really what you're gonna do moving forward. What you're gonna do is more the fingerprint thing, where for a very small amount of money, I could actually, with strains that I've already sold into the licensed producer market in Canada, I could go to a product on the shelf in Canada and buy it, and I can tell if it's mine. And so that is sort of the future of being able to track and trace, is being able to do it on that microgenetic level. But unless you really have the whole book, if you only have a little piece of that book, it's very likely that the person you gave that DNA to has the whole book. And that's what's been scary about Phylos Bioscience, is we all said from the very beginning to everybody, these guys are gonna fuck you, they're gonna fuck you over, they're gonna steal everything, they're gonna make their own company out of all your data, and they did it. It's exactly what they did.